Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of this Football Manager 17 career. Here we are in the second season at Alfreton Town in the Vanarama Conference North. And if you'd seen the last episode, you'd have seen us play at Worcester, and we lost 2-1, and that left us languishing with after 7 games with around about a point a game. And if you have a quick look at the league table there, we've played 14 games and we've got 14 points. So it looks like we've had a pretty quiet, uneventful few games since the last episode, but it's been a bit topsy-turvy if I'm honest with you. So I'll take you through the results. We'll go through, I've made a couple of additions to the squad, and then I'll have a look at some of the players in more depth before we get into today's game, which is a away game against Nuneaton. So if you have a look at the results, last episode saw that 2-1 defeat at home to Worcester. Craig Westcar had put us ahead, and that was only our third goal of the season, so you can see how lacking in goals we were at that point in the season. At that point I decided to make a switch to a 5-3-2 formation with wing-backs. We went to play Harrogate Railway in the FA Cup second qualifying round, so a game we were expected to win, and we went ahead and did so. It looked a little bit closer than the game probably was, really, to be honest. We were 2-0 up in the first half. Brendan Glatkin got his first goal for us, and Jack Byrne also got his first goal for us. Johan Forster pulled one back for Harrogate just after half time, but Craig Westcar made the game safe with 3 minutes to go. And Harrogate got another consolation goal, but they were never really threatening an equaliser, so we managed to go through in the FA Cup. So we took that system forward to play Workington at home, and considering we'd scored 3 goals in quite a lot of league games and it wasn't a very good strike rate, we then went to beat Workington at home 3-0. Joe Doyle scored an interesting goal, I have to say, after just 25 seconds of the game. We were 2-0 up after 6 minutes. I'll show you Joe Doyle's goal. But yeah, we went on to win this game comfortably 3-0. We were 3-0 up at half time as Graham Montgomery scored a penalty right on half time, so that made it 3-0. And the game was over by that point, and really our discipline problems continued. Jordan Winter got himself a second yellow, and it was his second red card of the season. So I ended up fining him, but here's the goal after just 27 seconds. Doyle trying to volley a cross in, and he's managed to find the near post there, so our right wing back is off the mark for the season there. So that was a good win for us. We then rolled on to play FC United away from home and came away with a 4-1 victory. Again, we found ourselves 3-0 up at half time. Graham Montgomery with a free kick. Craig Westcar got his third goal of the season, and then Alan Massey got his first goal for the club, another free kick. Kane Deirdrick Roberts got a goal back for FC United before Andrew Teague made the game safe late on. I will show you the goal from Andrew Teague. He's a guy we brought in. I think he was on a non-contract. We managed to bring him in. He's a defender, centre-back or a defensive midfielder. Bit of pinball in the box, and he was on hand. He was playing in midfield to come and close the game out, and was there to tap it home for 4-1. So we're in a nice little run of form there. We thought, well, I thought I'd come across a tactic that had found a bit of success, but we then went away to Chorley and got absolutely battered. In this game, Craig Westcar got injured again. He's proven to be a little bit injury prone. Bradley Williams also took a knock in this game, but we were terrible, and we fell apart in the last 10 minutes to concede another 2 goals, and it was a convincing 4-0 loss. Then rolled on to play Solihull Moors. Terry Kennedy came back from injury. He wasn't quite match fit, and I paid for it really. He's broken his collarbone now, so our captain is out for another 6 or so weeks. And Harry White's early goal for Solihull Moors secured them the victory. We then went to play a home game against Altrincham, and 2 first half goals without reply, and we've lost 3 games in a row. So having won 3 games in a row and thinking I'd cracked it, this 5-3-2 appears to have stopped working incredibly quickly, and we've hit a poor run of form. That was 3 games in a row without scoring, which, considering the first 8 games of the season we weren't scoring many goals, it proved that this little 3-game blip, just as we'd changed to the 5-3-2, probably was a blip and it wasn't a tactical masterstroke. Our last game was at home to Kidderminster. We drew 0-0. Jack Byrne got 2 yellow cards, so our centre midfielders have both been sent off twice this season. So now Jack Byrne's going to miss 2 games. So discipline is a bit of an issue. So I'm going to make a little bit of a change today. I think I'm going to go back to a 4-5-1 sort of formation. But I am thinking about a 3-4-3 formation. And I will explain why once I've taken you through these transfers. So I mentioned Andrew Teague that we brought in. He's scored a goal for us already. He's a defender or a defensive midfielder. Can play right back as well, but he's come in. He's on a non-contract deal, but he's in to add a bit of depth. We've also added 3 loan signings. So we've got Callum Halwin from Lincoln. He's one of our best centre halves now. He's come in on loan. We're paying him £100 a week for the rest of the season. So he's a good addition to the side, as is Ewan Murray, who's come in from Barrow. He was transfer listed, but we've managed to get him in on loan. He's on an £85 a week, and he can play left back or centre back, so I feel like he's another good addition to the side. 23-year-old Scotsman. And we've also added Ashley Naderson. We already had a few strikers. He's got a bit of room to grow, and he's got a decent physicals, good bit of pace. So we've added him to our striking depth. So that leaves us with a squad that seems to be a bit heavy on strikers and a bit heavy on centre halves. So I'm potentially going to look at pulling together a 3-4-3 formation. It may or may not work, but for the moment I haven't done any training with it so far, so I'm just going to switch back to a 4-5-1 for a game or two and then have a look at this 3-4-3 and maybe get us playing a little bit more attacking. The other thing I'm going to do through these episodes, just so you start to get to know the squad a little bit, is focus on certain areas of the pitch. So I'm going to take you through the goalkeepers as a starting point today, just so you can get to know who the options are in goal. We've only played 1 goalkeeper so far this year, and that is Aaron Howe. He's a 30-year-old we brought in once we lost Fabian Spice at the start of the season. He came in, he's been playing Vanarama South, most recently at Hampton and Richmond. An experienced keeper, looks okay. Handling could probably be a little bit better, but he's our number 1 goalkeeper and has played every game so far. He hasn't actually conceded too many goals, but we're not scoring goals, so that's why we are struggling. Our only other option in goal really is a 16-year-old called Barry Leverington. He's in the under-23s, but he sits on the bench for us. He's not brilliant at one-on-ones, but he's generally quite good. Good handling, good reflexes, likes to punch the ball, and he's a determined kid, so I'm hoping there's a bit of ability there for us to work with. I think it would be a bit too early to start throwing him in to the first team, but he's in and around the first team squad, and hopefully that will help develop him. So I'll try and do that through the episodes. I'll probably have a look at the defenders in the next episode, just so you can get to know who the players are and see them in a little bit more detail. But I thought I'd take you through the goalkeepers today. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the side for this game against Neaton. If I just have a quick look at the league table, you can see we're 4 points above the relegation zone, so we're not in panic stations just yet, but it'd be nice to string a couple of wins together and get ourselves back up to 12th or 13th, which we were once we went on that little winning run. But the problems are all evident when you have a look at the top scorer for us in the league, and that's 3 people who have scored a goal each. And there's a few other people who scored a goal each, and we just haven't scored enough goals so far this season. So let's hope we can start to rectify that today. Here's a side for today's game. It's a bit of a change in system from what I've been using in these games off screen. So we've gone back to playing a flat back 4. Bradley Williams will play as the anchor man in front of the back 4, and then Winter and Montgomery will play in centre mid for us. Jack Byrne is out with suspension after his 2nd red card of the season, so that's why Montgomery has moved in from left wing into the centre midfield to play as an attacking playmaker, which gives Ronaldo Brown a chance. He's a guy who's coming on loan from Oldham, and the manager of Oldham is getting a bit nervous that he hasn't played much football. He's played 2 games from the start, 4 games as a substitute, but he's going to get a start today as an inside forward on that left hand side. Jay Wilson will play on the right hand side. He's got the nod in front of Lewis Taff. Lewis Taff scored 2 goals for us this season, but he hasn't. I'm going to go with Jay Wilson today, the young 18-year-old. Got a decent pace to get himself down the right hand side. And Brendy Glacken will be up front. He's the other guy we've got on loan from Oldham. He's managed to score a goal in the FA Cup for us. He is off the mark for us. Changed a few of the instructions from how I started the season with this system, so they're going to play the ball short. We're not bad as a passing side, and try and work the ball into the box from out wide. So we're going to use those wingers, get them to run at the defence, and hopefully work the ball into the box and find some chances for Brendy Glacken up front. So we'll get into the game. If we go on a run of losing more games, it's going to be a little bit worrying in terms of how close we're going to be flirting to that relegation zone. So really could do with finding a way of getting some results pretty quickly, to be honest with you. Try and race through these early screens. We are apparently the favourites for this game, so we'll try and encourage the team. We haven't often been able to say that this season, so let's hope that we can go out and dominate this game against Nuneaton. We'll be playing in all red as per usual, and let's hope we can come back with a nice away victory here. And the game is underway. Well, that's been a drab first half. There weren't any highlights. In terms of match stats, Nuneaton haven't even had a shot yet. We've had 3 shots, but they've all been from long range. I'm going to tell them just to keep their nerve. Hopefully we can be the ones that create the chance and take it and get the 3 points. Any win will do for me at this point in time. So we'll get straight into the second half. So Ronaldo Brown is struggling with an injury. Looks like he wants to come off. He's got a twisted knee. I'm going to get Lewis Taff on in his place, and I think we'll just swap him and Wilson around and get Jay Wilson to play as an inside forward on that left hand side. He's a right footer, so he'll be used to cutting in on that side, and that'll be the only change we'll make so far. 54 minutes into this game. 66 minutes in here, and we are still yet to have a highlight, so this is not going to be the most thrilling of games, but hopefully we can end it well. Just gonna make a couple of changes to this. They've made a few substitutions, so we'll update the opposition instructions. Trying to find a way of improving this side. I'll try and get Liam Hearn on up front. Hopefully he can nick us a goal. He'll want to play as a... I don't really want to play him as a defensive forward, but I might have to. We'll go with the defensive forward. I think we'll leave it as that. I've left myself with a couple of, if I'm honest, defensive options on the bench. I'm not sure they're going to help us going forward. I could move my fullbacks onto just a support, so they have a bit more a part of the attacking play, and we'll leave it at that for now, and hopefully this can create something for us. So here we are, we have a highlight. 4 minutes to go. We've taken the goal kick up long. Can we get onto the second ball? We can. We've got the ball into Montgomery and out wide to Wilson. He's managed to lose the ball, but Massey steps in at centre half and finds Winter. Can we find the ball? Lewis Taff's a man over here on the right hand side. Goes to the byline, and Hearn has got his first goal of the season, I think. And we're ahead after 88 minutes. The patience has paid off. We've managed to pick them off there. We managed to find Taff, one of the substitutes out wide, who got down the right hand side, cut the ball across the box, and Hearn was there to tap it in. And the 2 substitutes combined to get us into the lead here. This could be a big victory. Just now going to switch back to a slightly more defensive formation. We can get Andrew Teague on in centre midfield, give Jay Wilson a rest, and we'll have 2 ball winners in midfield. And I think we're going to now go defensive and try and waste time here, to be honest. That has been the only highlight of the game, so I'm hopeful that there won't be any more. So here we are, 5 seconds to go. Can we hold out? There might be a chance here for Richards. He's offside, thankfully, and that should be the end of the game. As soon as we take this free kick, and there it is, we don't even take the free kick. We have come away to Nuneaton and got a victory. We were apparently favourites. I didn't really check where Nuneaton were in the table, but certainly happy with the victory. Nuneaton are second bottom, so it's probably a game that we actually needed to win. It's probably more important than I realised it was. But we've got the victory anyway. We're now on 17 points after 15 games, and we're now 7 points above the relegation zone and back up with those teams fighting for a mid-table position, which is what we're expected to do this season. So that's a good result for us. It wasn't pretty, wasn't the most free-flowing of performances, but a result is a result. We've lost Ronaldo Brown there, so he finally got himself a game, and now he's out for 3 weeks, so that's a disappointment for him. Hearns ended his goal drought. So yeah, just to confirm, there we are in 16th place, 7 points above the relegation zone. It's a good win for us, got us up a couple of places. And we're ahead of that kind of benchmark of getting a point a game to stay up. I don't want to be in a relegation battle, so hopefully we can build on this and get ourselves a run of results. Let's have a look at the next few games coming up. We'll go to Bradford Park Avenue next. Well, that's a home game next against them, but they're third, so that could be a difficult game. Stalybridge at home after that. They're 18th, so hopefully that's a winnable game. Tamworth are 19th, so that's another game we should look to get a result from. Salford are 7th, so it's a difficult trip there. Fylde are 5th, so that's another difficult game. And then we've got a little FA Trophy game there to qualify for that. I think the next game we'll see in an episode will probably be Halifax or Kettering. I think I'll go with that Kettering game. They're 20th. They're in 20th place, so that could be an important game if we are in a bit of a relegation battle, and that will be on the 16th of December. So I hope you've enjoyed that episode. It wasn't the most enjoyable game of football. Not a lot happened in it, but a victory is a victory, and I think that's our first live-con victory. And let's hope we can get a few more in future games. So thanks for watching that episode. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.